Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Deputy President. I commend Senator Lambie for her submission to the International Criminal Court. I support her on behalf of diggers and members of the SAS regiment. If any Australian is going to be put in jail for war crimes, the first ones to be jailed should be the generals and politicians that led us into illegal wars based on lies. Where is the command accountability for the allegations? Where is the accountability for the war criminal John Howard, who led us into illegal war based on a lie about weapons of mass destruction? Tony Blair in Britain, George W. Bush in America, and John Howard in Australia said there were weapons of mass destruction justifying our invasion of Iraq. Just a short while later, they admitted there was no evidence of weapons of mass destruction. Not one politician, to my knowledge, has held any of those three accountable. Not one. And they put our diggers in the harm's way, our young men and women in harm's way, and asked them to do state-sanctioned killing. Where's the Chief of Defence Force, General Angus Campbell? He's ready and willing to throw the diggers, the men who were on the ground in contact with the enemy, under the bus. In action, the theatre of war. The accountability comes from the top. That is the Yamashita standard. It is enshrined in international law, and our parliament is saying to hell with that. General Angus Campbell cleared himself. After Angus Campbell investigated himself, he found he had committed no wrongdoing and that command accountability didn't extend to him. War is different from any industrial enterprise. But let me tell you about my belief, my position as a mine manager of an underground coal mine, several underground coal mines. If the junior person was heard on night shift while I was on holiday in Fiji, not that I've been to holiday in Fiji, I always considered it my responsibility that that young person was injured. 17-year-old, night shift, new starter. It was my responsibility, even though I wasn't at the site, because my responsibility for the systems and the culture that caused that injury. Even if it's a slight injury, serious injury, I am responsible. That same thing applies to the Australian Defence Forces. It applies to this building. Let me tell you another story. I can recall Alexander Downer, you mentioned him. On his last day in Parliament, he appeared on 7:30 Report that night, and he told us the story of John Howard coming back from America after the Twin Towers collapse. And he said, John Howard walked into Cabinet and said, "We're off to Iraq." Is that the way that things are done around here? I commend Senator Lambie for what she's done, and I remind everyone here of a statement she used just recently. Those most responsible are often not accountable. We need accountability. If you want accountability amongst the diggers, Senator Shoebridge, my apologies to Senator Shoebridge through you, Deputy President. I'll say it again. Those most responsible are often not accountable. If we want accountability in the diggers, it must come from accountability in the brass, and it must come from accountability in this building. We support the diggers, and we say this on behalf of the diggers. Thank you.